Mr. Matthew Stafford actually running it in instead. So I look at that game and I say, yeah, the Rams started off solid, but after that and through the second half, they couldn't do anything. I believe they only had 65 second half yards. So, and I haven't had a chance to go back because I want to watch the football game again to see exactly what the adjustments were. But on a broad scale thing, and what I've been looking at, and I've been talking with Nate on our podcast as well over the past 3 to 4 months, yes, we're still heavily missing Armstead, and we are still missing Kinlaw as well too. I think people don't like to talk about that as well too. I know Kinlaw's not the greatest player in the world, and yes, he's had some health concerns, and he's been on and off the field.
He was playing really well.
He was playing very well, and he's still let's be real. He was playing well, and he's a big body. And big bodies in the middle of your defensive line, they command other bodies to come help out. He was taking double teams. So was Armstead. Those are two big bodies that are no longer playing. And in my humble opinion, I think it's been the reason teams have been able to stay on track within their offense and continue to get into third and shorts, third and twos, third and threes. The Rams were doing that on their first two drives. You would see them try to run and maybe get 2 or 3 yards. Honestly, they were getting about 4 or 5 yards early on to get themselves into third and shorts to where they would allow Matthew Stafford at that point to be Matthew Stafford and make a play or two, right? That's the reason they got rid of Goff and they brought in Matthew Stafford. Okay, this is the money down. I need you to make something happen. We're gonna have our running backs try to grind it out these first couple downs, get us into third and manageable, and they were able to do that. In the second half, I thought the 49ers showed that the ability to get off the field on third down again. If you look over the course of the game, I believe the Rams still went 8 of 13, and that's on third downs. That's been a stat over the past month I've been tracking really well because I think that really that helps teams get off the field, right? And so although they were still 8 of 13, that second half, we were starting to make more plays. And so when you needed a big play from, I almost said Jimmy Bosa, from Nick Bosa, you got it. I know. When you needed a big play, you were able to get a big play from your guys. I thought Fred Warner, I thought he brought the attitude that this defense has been needing. It's kind of been lacking over the past couple of weeks as they've been searching again. I think when I think of Fred Warner, he's a really good, if not the best, coverage linebacker in the league. But I thought more than that, he brought the physicality in this game as well too.
In this game,
yes. Multiple times I saw him making plays at the line of scrimmage, also behind the line of scrimmage, particularly on Malcolm Brown. Now he's not the Rams starting running back, but I think in this game he was due to some injuries. He's a bigger type running back. He's a bigger dude. Yeah. And I saw multiple times where Fred Warner kind of played in a similar way to Dre Greenlaw, because I think Dre Greenlaw is, I would say, probably the more physical, or I don't want to say he's not more physical. He's more of the bigger hitter of those two guys. But I thought Fred Warner brought that type of energy to this football game as well as his coverage ability and other leadership. So, like I said, I didn't want to rant too long, but that's kind of my overarching thoughts on this defense. Thought they played really well after they settled into the game after those first couple drives.
Yeah. So Twin, because the reality was, like I said, I know you don't agree with kind of our take on as far as Demeco's. He obviously had people out, but how do you feel about the game plan this past game, and how did you feel that? What grade did you give him?
I think he adjusted well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Quick little piggyback. That last game we played against Kansas City, y'all know we were in the game the entire time to the third quarter, and our offense once again sputtering when they had their healthy players out there.
Talk about it.
I agree. Turn the ball over, getting interceptions, and when we didn't, and putting the defense in bad situations where they've been on the field long and have to go against the most potent offense they've seen since I don't know, Tom Brady in 2009 or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And so you put your defense on the field for majority of the second half without your offense doing anything. Eventually, what we talk about our team throughout the entirety of the spring training is what the depth of the defensive line.
Right.
Why did our cornerback room, we was so we were bloviating about, like, oh my God, Last year we was like, oh goodness, we got Josh Norman and Dante Johnson out here. This year we're like, hey man, we're deep. And then next thing you know,
we're
Shabar's guy to put out. He was playing hurt anyway. E-Man's not out there. Like, dude, so I'm looking like, bro, if we would have assisted him a little bit and gave him some help, the defense it's like the tire blew out on him. And that's what we saw at the end of that game in the Kansas City game. So that's why I was like, I don't give Demeco all that flack, because offensively, we would sit there and look at the defense not take care of business, but then look at the offense and gave them a wonderful pass for not executing and giving the defense something to go.
I didn't give him a pass.
But
I didn't
that interception would have made it a 1-score game had we got a touchdown on that. That one that Jimmy threw to Joshua Williams.
I absolutely did not give this offense a pass. Like, I thought it was a complete team loss. Like,
everywhere I was watching KNBR, I was watching 95. Everywhere I was like, this defense. I'm like, bro, the defense literally was our saving grace for 5 weeks in a row. You tell me we can't give them a little help for like one game and show some type of explosiveness, because we just scored 30 for the first time without the defense actually having a pick 6, in this entirety of the year.
We talked about that last time you were on. Remember?
Exactly.
Like we said at the time, like you cannot expect this defense to in this era of NFL to be the Ravens of 2001 or 2000, whatever.
And they still were through 5 weeks, yet it's their fault, not the anemic offense's fault. Come on now.
Go ahead, Twin.
And pretty much the majority of our combo today has been about what? We got too many weapons. So we got a team where we sit here thinking like, is there enough pie to get passed around to all the individuals that are here at the table? But then again, we couldn't necessarily, but anyway, neither here or there. Going back to this game.
It's not just you saying it. I said it too.
We literally, I thought, like I said, the first we was getting, it was 1,000 screens on the table, man. Like first half of the game, the first quarter pretty much. And they were, like I said, pretty much dinking and dunking. I thought they replicated some of the things that Kansas City and Atlanta Falcons did with our pass rush, knowing how our guys like to pin their ears back. Definitely how Chris Eric teaches them to just pretty much attack. And I think they used that aggressiveness against us. And we waited too long to kind of go by. To switch up our defense. Because it wasn't like they were giving big chunk plays or they were passing the ball down the field. I don't think they even have the personnel to do so. Allen Robinson is not a deep ball catcher. He doesn't run like great vertical routes or long passing plays as well. So I think we just necessarily didn't turn on the switch quick enough. But once we realized, like, hold on, and this is why I don't take our win. It's a good win, but I don't take it like, oh my goodness, because they don't have nobody. They don't have no outside speed. Vance Jones was hurt pretty much the entirety of the year. He's just coming back. They don't have a running back. So even when Fred Warner, like he was hitting people, I was like, Fred, you couldn't hit that boy in Atlanta like that at all. Because you're running you over, but you got this little rinky-dink guy in here. You want to flex real hard, but I'm going to give you a pass. You did what you're supposed to do because they don't got a running back. So I think he put the guys in position to go out there and execute, and they did what they needed to do. He suffocated that he pretty much, I think they did what a lot of teams do for us when we become very one-dimensional and when they know what we're going to do. That's what our defense did to them. They knew they only had Cooper Kupp. They wasn't going to pass the ball deep. The running game was suspect. And so they just pretty much say, okay, we just go pin our ears back, man up, and just go in there and smack them in the mouth. So I think he did a good job of just saying, hey guys, we just the more talented team. Yeah. And I'm gonna just go let my players be players, and y'all just go out there and beat the brakes off of them. And so we had fried lamb for the rest of the Sunday evening. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah. So